Dylan already left. He's gone.
I'm right back.
Dylan's like, I'm out.
He evaporated.
Hey, everybody. We're back with another AGP Creator Podcast. And with me are my buds, Dylan and Jay. These are my boys. I haven't been with these guys. Man, it's been since I was back on TalkShoe and it was audio only.
That's true. That's true. I was like, and you have a face for TV, not radio.
He's talking about himself.
Oh, stop it. No.
No, I'm pretty sure this chubby face was meant to not be on screen, which is actually funny story. I was streaming Fortnite and somebody jumped in and they're like, where's your webcam? I was like, I don't face cam when I play video games. I'm sitting in the dark with no clothes on. You're not getting a face cam. I'm not watching this then. I need to see a face cam. Why? Why? You're supposed to be watching the gameplay of the video game.
That's dude for you.
Whatever. He's like, well, if you're not wearing anything, you should. No, it's Twitch, not RedTube. There's a difference, buddy.
Oh, that person's deprived. That person's lonely.
Because even though I know I shouldn't have to, there's still that thing of where you feel like being a female, you have to do your hair and you have to do your makeup and you have to do all these things to do a show like this, where you see all these guys during all the quarantine and everything. They got these scraggly beards like Dylan. No.
First off, that beard is conditioned to a T. I mean,
it is
soft.
It's got a little like sway to
According
it.
to description, it is soft.
Yeah. I know.
It's nice.
I use a conditioner.
You could be like, oh yeah. So before we get started, because y'all know how much I love MeSsed comics. I praised it when it first came out. You know how much I love this.
Thank you.
But I have a problem.
What's that?
See, if you can't see behind me, I have this like collection of stuffed animals and stuff. And see, there's this character that I really like, and not that one.
Oh,
that's my favorite one.
No, where's my? Why don't I have an Akka?
You want a rat?
I want the rat.
Oh,
I want Akka.
I put Dylan in charge of it, but
It fell apart. Yeah.
Dylan at first, you didn't like Akka, right?
But now I've embraced it. Now I'm pretty good at running rats now. So.
Mainly because of his daughter. His daughter was like, I like Akka. And he's like, oh, really?
He's like, the rat is my favorite part. I was like, oh.
The rat's awesome.
I know. I fought it, but I'm back on board.
Akka doll.
Yes. I need one of those. We can even have it talk. It could be like, watch out, Lilliput. See? We can make it talk. It'll be great. Totally epic.
All right, we'll put it on the list.
And if you guys have not learned about MeSsed Comics yet, MeSsed Comics, first off, it's phenomenal. But if you're not reading the tagline, look at the tagline underneath you. It really does show us the world beneath our feet. You guys got to do a wonderful tunnel tour. It's got amazing characters in it. Lilliput. Okay, first off, Lilliput is probably one of my favorite female characters of all time because she's not like, you see all these people, they're like, check out my female, and she's half naked and she doesn't look real and she's always in these sexual poses. And Lilliput's just like, nah, I'm walking in 6 feet of human feces. Nah, I'm not running around in a 2-piece. And I appreciate that so much.
We don't even like, I mean, I was like, can I even put her in a tank top? Like, that was like, I was like, there's nothing sexy about it. I was like, anytime I'm thinking that something should be sexy, I just make it super gross. And then,
yes,
there we go. It's like perfect.
Which is someone else's sexy, I mean, come on.
Yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. I was like, well, you just got to have sensory overload in some fashion. So, that's, and it's been real fun because, I mean, we still I hand draw the stuff. I mean, like everything is like, on like pieces of paper, like, it's all starts out like that instead of, so like, for me, I like it's real tactile and I like to get into the, feel the grit and stuff like that. So,
And Dylan uses, you still use models for a lot of poses and the characters. And what I like about that is the costume you developed for it. I mean, it's like, what was it before? It was a bomb.
It was an Air Force bomb squad costume uniform that they used, and I was like, "All right, well, that's going to be what she wears now." So I got all the padding and stuff. It still kind of smelled like like gunpowder when we got it, and I just went to the actual Army surplus store and I said, "I want what would an actual female wear in combat?" So that was pretty cool. And then the actual jumpsuit. The model is so small that I had to use a penitentiary costume for a little kid that I got from Capel. So that's the only part that's like a costume, and it was really funny. Like I was like, it's like young boys penitentiary costume. I was like, what a weird costume for a little kid, but it works perfect for her.
But it works. It really does work.
Absolutely.
And for those of you who don't know, MESS actually stands for the Metropolitan Sewer District. And the story is about a filter worker, Lilliput, that basically, the people who have to go into the sewers and do all the gross stuff that you don't want to do. That's what she does. But then it takes a scientific turn, and you can see it. Like, you can honestly see something like this happening, especially what's going on in 2020. Somebody opens up another Jumanji box, your comic might become reality.
Oh yeah.
Well, what's great is I took about a year doing research, interviewing different sewer workers, touring treatment plants, following Northern Kentucky has the trouble call crew, so I shadowed them. And what's great is a lot of these stories are more just huge exaggerations rather than made up situations. So, I mean, we talk about the filaments. There are these sentient bacteria that kind of evolved and taken humanoid shape. The filaments are filamentous bacteria, which is real, and those are the kind of pests they don't want in the treatment process. So it's those kind of things that you learn in a creatively. I'm all about creating in a vacuum, but I think that research really just helps just flesh things out when you're world building.
Oh, I definitely agree. I think that, you don't want to just, you have to have something a little bit based on reality, or it's not going to read as a story to just human beings. So I think that's definitely the way to go. Also, the more research Jay does, the more I can look up what is this thing we're actually drawing. So,
well, yeah. So when it comes to the art that you do, oh my God. Like, I know exactly, because I know a lot of it's based here in Cincinnati. I know exactly where we are. And when she's in certain situations, I smell the Mill Creek, okay? I can smell it through the comic. I smell it, and I'm like, no.
Yeah. And we use the local Lunken Airport as the model for our, headquarters.
For the treatment plant. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And what we've been doing is this time – I've done, instead of coloring it in all in Photoshop, what I've been doing is I draw the stuff first, and then I kind of do it in color a little bit, but just so it has a different color. And then it's still in black and white, but when I scan it in, I make it into color. I turn it into black and white, but that way it has there's more richness to the grays. So it's going to be, it's kind of obviously a little sneak preview of what the art is going to be like. And this time, because I was doing a lot of stuff by hand before, but now this time I just said, let's go totally old school and just do this bad boy almost entirely by hand, which is
look at Jay.
It's a little bit time consuming, but honestly, I just feel like it's going to make it a more personal project, that it's going to give it a different look, because everybody else, everything else is so digital that I think that, it'll give us a different look.
And it's really appropriate just to shift gears just a little bit for the art style this season, because this is our third season, and it's all taking place in Queensland treatment plant above ground, because the first two seasons are below ground. So I think it really works, this new style. That's just a little tweak, a little bit different in the richness, because it works above ground, which I really like, because we don't have all the shadows of the tunnels and everything.
Good job bringing the filaments up ground in 2020. We need anything else going on. Seriously, what's the matter with you?
Yeah, we got more characters now too. We have so many characters that I have to like label the stick figures when I do the initial sketches for Jay, because I'm like, I can't keep track of who everybody is, but it's definitely going to be fun. And then I have to kind of hire in more models because we have an expanded universe, but at the same time, now everybody's trying to social distance. So I got some really cool like posable action figures for drawing, and they're kind of made for comic book people, and they're really, you can pose them really good, but they're kind of muscly. And then I can just ask certain people, like, can you give me the faces and say I need this picture and stuff like that, so I can still kind of work remotely but still kind of use real people. And I think that's kind of a fun way to go. They get a little more diversity that way too, so I think that's great. I can't just have my wife and daughter pose for everybody.
I mean, we're talking about the third season. It's basically sewer workers versus the filaments in kind of a battle royale kind of thing. And we're talking, it's something new for us, is more widescreen cinematic action for this entire third season.
Yeah, and what's funny is I've been working on MeSsed so long that I do during the day I'll do a lot of storyboards for TV commercials. And how in comic books it's all worm's eye view or bird's eye view, so it's you want everything to look real dramatic and stuff, and sometimes I'll turn in storyboards for like, I don't know, like a secret anti-perspirant commercial. They're like, this is a little intense. For are we supposed to get a crane in here for when she puts on the deodorant? And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, because I think they want everything really like comic booky, and like there's definitely a difference between comic book style and cinematic style. And I've been doing so much storyboarding for TV commercials that it actually makes it a little easier for me to switch over to more of a cinematic kind of style for above ground.
I would want to see the Fast and Furious version of a perspiration a roll-on commercial.
Yeah. I was like,
a deodorant commercial and Fast and Furious mashup. That would be, yes.
Yeah, it looks like that's like, they asked me, they said, hey, could you do a picture of some people protesting and like it's maybe out of control? And I turned in a picture, and they're like, we didn't want a still shot from the movie Raid Redemption. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, because I'm always like, Jay will want it really big and powerful, like. So yeah, I mean it's funny because I think that's because I'm doing a little bit of animation now too, so it's a lot coming back to MeSsed. After like we taken a break, it seems so easy because I'm like, well, I'm the client, so like, I'll have to please Jay. That's it. Like, he's the only person. Like, but when you do like TV commercial stuff, they're like, okay, we're gonna have 8 people look this over. You're like, oh, there's no way everybody's gonna be like, perfect.
Please, Jay.
Yeah.
I'll think about it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I mean,
he'll let you know if he doesn't like it.
I think life would be better if more people would adopt that philosophy. I mean,
yeah. Well, actually, me and Jay have worked on this thing so long that I will now do our workflow stuff and apply it to other things. I was like, yeah, me and Jay do this sometimes. So now I do like kind of send people sketches the way I would do with Jay, just because I work remotely so much with people from California and stuff now that I'm kind of getting a little better at that.
Jay, you got a little shout out.
EMP, is that electromagnetic press?
Yep.
Oh, love those guys.
Those my boys. Those my boys.
They were good neighbors. You get you get to like your neighbors at Gem City Comic Con. I like that a lot. You get some good neighbors.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Look, let's just face it. Jesse's just a figurehead at this point. We all know who's the real person working behind that show.
I'm not saying anything about that. Come on.
I will. No. But seriously, I mean, MeSsed Comics is just so gorgeous and great female character. And you said something about her in a tank top, but here's the thing is I could see her pulling herself up out of a really bad situation with a tank top on, and doing that whole wraparound, like not having it hang off in that sexy pose.
Oh yeah, no.
It around her waist. And like this is like not like the spaghetti, but like the tank top that has like the big like that
we have them in like tank tops, but it's because they got woke up and they're really pissed. So it's not. There's no. It's not. it's not a sexy tank top. You know, it's
Right.
more like you imagine this is probably a gray Hanes tank top. This ain't no camisole. Like
it's black or it's gray or she's wearing a sports bra.
Yeah, it's more of a taking out the garbage tank top.
You know,
I think that if you're going into battle, you should have a midriff. I think that that's really important to have a midriff.
It is funny how, like, when we first started doing this comic book, I looked up female warriors, and of course, it's all like, you know, women that's drawn by men. And then I had to, like, we have to redo your Google search, and I said female combatants, and it was funny because of actual female, like, women who fight in battle, everything is covered up. It's like as much padding as they possibly like. Nobody's been like, I want to show off my tummy because I've been hitting the gym this year. Nobody. It's all like body padding and face shield. And
I mean, if anyone should just fight just like mostly naked, like, it should be like Superman, because like there's no need to have cloth. There's no need to have cloth or clothing on him. He doesn't need it.
But no, it is
flying through the sky.
It is funny. Like, do you guys watch any sort of anime?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the show the Seven Deadly Sins on Netflix?
Not yet.
Oh my God. One of the female characters named Merlin literally wears an outfit that barely covers this, and it goes all the way to the back, and she has just a pair of underwear on. That's it.
She gotta let it breathe, man. Gotta let it go.
That's what I wear. Wait, that's my Saturday night now, is that outfit, because I don't go anywhere.
Perfect.
And I'm just like, Merlin, put some clothes on. Please.
I think that artists should have to wear that outfit just for research.
That's true. Yes.
But no, like, I could feel her in that tunnel. Being someone who's worked at a zoo in Florida, it gets so hot and so muggy, and you're in that uniform. And yeah, I used to wear a sports bra underneath it or a really small tank top. So when I was like out and about, there was this one time, I think it was like 120 degrees, and we were chopping up meat in a back room. And I just stripped off, and I'm just sitting there in a pair of shorts and it's not to be sexy. It's like I was dying and sweat was pouring, and I'm just sitting here hacking meat like this. Blood everywhere. It's like, there ain't nothing sexy about this. That sucks.
Too late for that.
And I see that in her. I think that's so cool because she's such a great role model. And the other thing is the way that you draw. I see the pages move. Like, I could see the movie. I could see this as a Resident Evil style type video game.
Yeah, and see, this is like kind of like, oh yeah, I love the look of that too. And so, see, I mean, like, I'm doing a lot of stuff like this where we kind of do it I'm doing it, by hand. And what it is I do it in color. So when I scan it in the grays, there's a difference in the grays, and I can, it has more of a texture to it. So I'm really pleased with, the way that this third season is turning out. And even if it takes me a little bit longer, honestly, it would take me longer to in Photoshop figure out how to fake that look that I can just get by actually doing it. I recently took a online, like one of those Domestika courses on it was on architectural watercolors, and so I was like, yeah, I don't really know a lot about that, but he's like, I could pump it up, and so I did a couple, and then on the course it says, hey, when you finish it, show us your examples. So I sent it in, and the guy was like, oh my God, these are crazy. What made you decide to try your hand at watercolors? Is it like a fun hobby, or had you always? I was like, oh no, I'm a professional illustrator. Like, he thought I was like, I was like, oh, I'm a professional illustrator. No, it's not that amazing. Like, for a minute there, he thought he had the best class ever. I was like, but yeah, I still like take classes all the time, and I'm always trying to learn and expand as I go.
Yeah, that's anything with any type of profession. You always need, there's always something new to learn. And Jay, your writing is phenomenal. The way you tell a story is absolutely fantastic. Hashtag please Jay, right there. We'll get that started right there. There's the new hashtag. We'll get that rolling. But no, seriously, I love the way that the two of you collaborate. You have a brilliant mind, Jay, for storytelling and taking the research that you do and putting that little bit of scientific spin on it to make the story really interesting and seeing the arc with it. And you can tell Dylan knows exactly where you're going with your story. He's like, okay.
I mean, now I do.
Well, you're still by season 3. Come on now.
Yeah, well, so, I mean, we've been doing it for a while, so now, like, instead of being like, "Shit, I don't know what he's going for," usually now I'm like, "I don't know what you're doing." I don't even try. But most of the time, I'm like, "Oh, he'll love this." Like, I kind of know what I was like. If it's in doubt, and I'm like, "No, I don't know," I was like, "I'll just throw some more blood, gore, and goop, and like slime in it, and he'll love it. They'll be fine."
And I'll actually make the note: love the slime, love the grossness.
Yeah, like he's never been like,
he already knows.
Too gross. I can't.
I've never said that. I've never said it's too gross.
All right, next hashtag. Hashtag love the slime.
Yeah, too much.
So I would say that the first season, especially, I've been reading comics since I was 9 years old. So like the idea of a self-contained one shot where it's not continuous. So it's all one and done stories, and it's all real reasonable. I mean, it's 8 or 10 pages each chapter. And I was trying to just be reasonable in what I was trying to do and just stay focused on the story. I mean, so many people are like, I'm working on 200-page graphic novel, and I'm like, oh wow, that's I know, quite a jump.
Like, yeah, slow down, Tolstoy.
So but if you can't tell the story in short, digestible bites, I mean, especially in the self-published comic book world, I mean that I think that's what is necessary to build something, to world build.
And also, we would never have gotten it done. We'd still be working on 200. Yeah. That's like,
I'm sorry. Y'all know I love my comics. I mean, you can see comics in the background over there. There's comics over there. There's comics underneath my feet. I love comics, but there's no way I'm sitting down and reading a 200-page graphic novel.
Yeah.
No.
I'll buy one and it'll sit on the shelf, but I ain't reading it.
Maybe
I mean, that's the other thing is, like, we're at the Comic-Cons and nobody wants to shell out $50 for my 200-page graphic novel, but they will take a chance, and a lot of people do, especially at Gem City or Space. They'll pay that $5, that $10, and get a chapter or two. You were killing me with this preview of season 3. Loving it.
Okay, all I'm saying
all out of order too. Like,
I know.
The way that you've drawn that filament, all I'm picturing in my mind, and this is because I'm playing a lot of Fortnite right now, and they're doing the whole Marvel thing, and I just unlocked Groot, is I'm watching that thing fight Groot in my mind.
Ah, nice.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Actually, when we were creating it, I think Guardians just came out, and I was like, we were very conscious not to make it Groot-like, or just not exactly Groot. Oh yeah.
And I didn't even know, I hadn't seen Guardians of the Galaxy yet. So I was like, oh, I can see how people that would have. I was like, I'm glad I didn't see that. So it was,
But then at the same point of time, where some people see Groot, I can also see Swamp Thing or Man Thing, any of those. Because I know
comparison because it's in the sewer tunnels. Because it's in the sewer tunnels, we hear like Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I was like, no, they're not making an appearance.
People are always
welcome a crossover. I'm all about a mashup.
It's like with music, people are always like, what band are you like? So you always have to I try to say something that wouldn't make any musical sense. We're like Radiohead and Insane Clown Posse, that kind of thing. That doesn't make sense.
So you're kind of
sad and fast at the same time.
So you're kind of like my playlist where that's like, oh, cool, you're listening to Slipknot. Ba-da-da-da. What's the next song? My Little Pony, My Little Pony. What the? Oh, it's the My Little Pony soundtrack from the TV show.
I like that.
What? That's my playlist. Like, you'll go from Metallica to a cartoon song to a Broadway hit.
Every once in a while, somebody will have a shuffle though, where it's not, it's varied, but only. It's all like kind of weird and generic. So I was at like a house party one time, and it was like the version of Whitney Houston singing the American anthem, the national anthem. Then it was like Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. Then it was like, it was all songs that were like really popular for like 10 minutes. And it was like really kind of like unbearable just because I was like, these aren't things that you were very interested in. You just have no interest in music and now are making us listen to your weird shuffle. So
I think one of the best shuffles ever was we were listening to System of the Down, and it went off, and then one of the Monty Python songs came on. And somebody
that's but those are points of interest. If somebody said, I'm into all kinds of comic books like Iron Man, and I'm into like Captain America, but all the way over to Thor, like you'd be like,
all the
like
way.
The same thing. It's like all the same universe, like, oh wow, really, you're blowing my mind, dude. Like,
wow, that's a lot of diversity in there.
Right, praise to Marvel Cinematic Universe for bringing my babies out, because like everybody's like Iron Man. I was like, dude, Iron Man, who's that? He's some alcoholic, womanizing, drug-taking asshole. I mean,
no. The glory is the D-list characters. I mean, you get a raccoon in a tree. You get a guy who calls himself Star-Lord. I mean, and they made millions and millions of dollars off these D-list characters. That's skill. That's I'm impressed by that.
But think about it. A lot of people had never knew who Iron Man was until these movies came out. And I've been with Iron Man since back in the good old days, because
I was never an Iron Man guy. And then, like, I mean, I didn't dislike it. I just wasn't, like, I was more X-Men, I think, and Thor I liked a lot. So, I mean, it was interesting to me.
I was into Ghost Rider.
Ooh.
Anything with Dr. Doom in it, because that's my baby. That's my husband. He doesn't know it yet, but Dr. Doom is my husband. End of story. I'm going to marry that man and have diplomatic immunity. That's the end of the story on this.
You can pick anywhere you want.
Yeah, I was into Zan, Jaina, Gleek.
Wonder Twin powers activate. Yes,
Why are you naming Wonder Twins?
Yeah, like Boy Wonder, Girl Wonder, and Dog Wonder from the first season of the Super Friends before Jan and Zaina.
Oh, yeah, I remember those good old days. It's funny to see how things have progressed since we were little. It's like, wow, just amazing. It's like, look at my superhero. Look, Darkseid isn't constantly chasing Wonder Woman, trying to kidnap her finally.
I didn't even get that. When I was a kid, I used to think that Wonder Woman kind of wasn't that great of a show. And then I saw it as a grown man. I was like, oh, I get why this was a hit. Like, I was so young when it was on. It wasn't like, oh, she was sexy. I get it now. Like, at the time, I was like, oh, watch this girl superhero. Like, it was like,
all I remember is my dad going, that's what a woman's supposed to look like, Amanda. Remember that. Okay, Daddy.
That's what my dad said about the Hulk, and it really hurt my feelings.
I think it was Batman the animated series that changed it for me. I was like, wow, that is amazing storytelling, great art style. It was just really impressive.
And thanks to that, we were able to get things like gargoyles and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, Gargoyles was good too. Yeah, that's true.
It was weird that it's also weird talking to people about, like, they're like, when Batman animated series came out, as a little kid, that really, it impacted me. And I was like, I was a grown ass man when that came on. Like,
it was college. I was college.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I was like,
that's what we did before we started drinking. Oh, no, that's what we did while we were drinking beer. Cause that was like 4:00.
Yeah. But look at us now. I'm in my 40s and I'm watching things like Steven Universe, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I never lost my fun for cartoons. When they came out with Voltron, the Legendary Defender, and they changed, my God, that was fantastic.
Well, it's because people our age, or maybe even a little younger, a little older, they're the ones making these cartoons now. And they grew up with the same influences we did. So yeah, they're making cartoons for people that love cartoons.
And so, you know what? Sometimes when they change things, they get it. Like when they redid He-Man, I actually had no problem with the revamp. Not the first revamp where he was in space, but the second one where like you actually got to see Skeletor and his face melted and you got to see his skull.
You mean the one on Cartoon Network?
I don't know. I don't have Cartoon Network anymore.
I think it was. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Everybody's rich, Jay.
And then they
Well, doesn't have
revamped
basic
Thundercats.
cable.
Like they did the revamp of Thundercats where like
Yeah.
Lionel was actually like a teenager instead of going from baby to a grown man and still having the
was good.
childlike in him. That was really good. I don't know what this Thundercats roar thing is. That's irritating me. No.
Yeah. It's very Teen Titans Go.
Ugh.
By the time that came out, I was already a juvenile delinquent. I didn't see any of that. You know what my favorite was when I was a kid was Battleship Yamato, the Star Blazers. It was great. You know, that was the first cartoon that you had to watch it in sequence that had ever been made, and I always thought that was really interesting.
For me, it was Robotech.
I love Robotech. Yeah,
But for me, it was Robotech. That was like,
even as bad teenagers, we watched that because they had those suits that became a motorcycle, and people would die. So we like.
Yeah, that was it though. Watching Robotech, and it's like, oh, they're married. That's so holy crap! They killed him.
They killed a lot of people.
I know.
It was war. I mean, it was.
Next
I don't think
episode,
our
they're
parents
coming
knew
back,
about those
right?
shows.
They never come back. You're just like,
On Speed Racer, I was watching old Speed Racers, and they had one where they had a car that was so fast you had to take drugs to drive it. You would never do that now. I was like, that's so insane
That's how they test drive in Detroit.
Oh shit! I was like, what is this like? Oh yeah. Oh no. But anyway, that was really great.
I love the original Speed Racer cartoon. So when they came out with that movie, I liked the movie because it reminded me of the cartoon. Why do so many people hate it?
I did not see that version.
People like to hate stuff.
It's the cartoon. It is probably like one of the best. Hey, let's take an anime and turn it into a movie. It looked like this daggone anime. John Goodman playing the dad was perfection.
I just think it was too long. Like, I mean, for like to have all that kind of come at you for an hour and a half. I mean, I guess you'd be like, oh, that's a lot.
It's no different from when we did LSD, probably. I mean,
so you got to take drugs to see the movie. Okay.
no, that's the best part. You'll feel nostalgic for your LSD watching. Don't do drugs; they're bad, kids.
Yeah.
Trust us. Look at us. Look where we're at. No.
Yeah.
Description.
So I do have to commend you guys. I love your guys' tactics. You guys are constantly giving stuff away for free. Hey, check this out.
Nice.
By the time we're done, we'll see all of the next season.
No, I wish.
Oh,
We have stuff. It's like maybe 2 pages worth. Like, God, I wish.
But
So in that spirit, one of the things we did during COVID, the first season was free. On our website, we made our second season free, and right now on Webtoons, we've already done the first season, and we're in the middle of letting the second season be free because we wouldn't want to. I mean, when I was a kid, comic books were 50 cents, and we don't want price to be a barrier ever to people experiencing MeSsed. So in that spirit, it's free on Webtoons. It's free on our website, both seasons 1 and 2. We're probably not going to, the season 3 will come out at the end of November, and can't make that free, but we're probably not going to print in 2020. We're probably going to do a digital release just because there are no Comic-Cons. There's going to be no Comic-Cons in 2020, actual like attending Comic-Cons for us.
yeah.
So
Which
we'll
is why
probably
we
print
should
in
do an
2021.
AGP con online.
Yep, that's right. It'll be all online. But anyway, so yeah, we'll release season 3 online in November, and we're really excited about that. I mean, Dylan's almost done with all the pages. We're going to be doing post-production.
We're at least like halfway done, really. I mean,
I think you're further along than that.
Yeah, because we got about 30 pages. That's why I was like, I can show them 10 drawings. We're about 30 pages. We've just got a couple of group action shots that we got to kind of finish, and I'm really excited about. I mean, it's going to be a challenge to draw it, but I'm pretty sure I'm up to it. And
And the first season was all one and done chapters, and the second season was probably half and half, half one and done, half 2-parters or 3-parters, and for this third season, it is continuous. It is chapter after chapter that all link together. Because honestly, if you've tried season 1 and season 2, you're ready. You're ready for season 3. You're ready for continuous story.
Yeah.
Ready for wide action, cinematic scale. artwork.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
But I only have the first one.
Well, I'll send you number 2.
That's regrettable.
Who's on the way?
Gimme! I love how you two can turn me from a 40-year-old adult to a 3-year-old. I want give.
Yeah, I mean it's an exciting challenge for people in their 40s like Jay or teen pluses like me. I think that we have just had a
Wait.
teen
There is
plus.
no way Jay is in his 40s.
Yeah.
30s.
He's in his 60s. He's exfoliates. No, I'm kidding.
Asian don't raisin. That's what
I have not heard that.
I'm 70. I got AARP, man. That's
The
how
way
you-
yeah, I always tell people lie about your age, but make yourself sound older. That way you look amazing for your age.
Oh, then I'm 105.
Yeah, you've been exfoliating and clarifying and avoiding the sun.
Your first cartoon was Steamboat Willie, Mickey Mouse.
I was like,
Yeah. Man, I remember when that animated movie Snow White came to theaters. Woo, doggy.
that was old. I watched Snow White recently, and I was like, that must have been so much drawing. Like, it was that's so funny.
You're like, they did that in America? That much drawing?
Oh yeah, and it's funny because they get to the end where they get in the fight with the witch, and then they're like, and then Prince came, and they have this scroll of like it's like they got tired of drawing. They're like, all right, just cut to the end. I'm sick of this. And then Prince Charming came, and he found her, and now he's going to try to give her a kiss. Like it's like I love that.
Done. It's like, okay, how do we fill this up? Well, let's put all the credits at the beginning so they have to watch the credits first. That'll draw out the movie. Like, God, I hated when they started that. You know, back when you had to watch, like, it was just credit. It's like, and then you get the credits again. It's like, didn't I just already see this?
Yeah.
Honestly, when Star Wars does the beginning scroll about what's happened so far, I'd rather see that movie of what's happened in the scroll. I'm like, oh, that sounded awesome. Why am I missing?
Oh yeah, you're right.
You know that he got razzed for that. They're like, you can't. George Lucas got razzed.
They're brilliant. Just because they get everybody on the same page. Boom. Let's go.
Yeah,
but like you got to do the credits first. He's like, I'm not doing credits during the beginning of the movie. I'm going to start the movie.
Yeah.
Nobody's like, I loved the credits. God, if you watch the first Superman, it's like 6 minutes of nothing. It's so boring. I was like, God, people had such a long attention span back then. I was like, I can't even watch. I'm already fast forwarding through it.
And yet that credit scene was still better than trying to get around the Starship Enterprise's Star Trek the Motion.
The first Batman one is really long too because it just goes around the Batman symbol, and I was like, it's like, I guess that at the time they were like, look, it's 3D, like, but now it was like, you know, it's like a computer generated Batman symbol, but like now we're like, yeah, big deal, spinning logo, that's your beginning.
Yeah, it's cool how movies have progressed. But then again, some people have gone way too CGI, and you're just like, that looks like crap.
I like to believe somebody got hurt while they were making the movie. I don't know. like you watch The Seven Samurai, I was like, oh, somebody got hurt making that bad boy.
You watch Mad Max Fury Road, and you're like, they had high insurance. Come on.
If you watched that first Mad Max, they said that most of the people in the movie were just local motorcycle enthusiasts.
Yeah. It looks so good. That's why it looks so
way
good.
somebody wasn't severely injured.
Well, it's like let's take of course, hashtag Chadwick Boseman, rest your soul. You're gonna be missed. But take the Black Panther movie. That movie is gorgeous, and how they blend the CGI. And then you get into that fight in the subway between those two, and you're like, what is this mess? This looks horrible.
You mean the mine? You mean the vibranium mine?
Right, where the trains are going by and they're fighting. That looked awful, and I'm like, somebody needs to be fired.
I mean, if you watch The Mask now, wow, you're just like, it was Jim Carrey, like the computer animation it's almost unwatchable.
Okay. Bad things that did not date well. Go back to 1983.
Okay.
You're watching NBC. The alien visitor ships are coming.
Okay.
You remember me, right?
Are you talking about? You're talking about V?
Yeah.
And remember the
Yeah,
scene
but
where
you know
Jane
what?
Butler swallows the guinea pig in her throat? It's like,
That was great.
Robert
great.
England.
Great.
You got a young Freddy Krueger.
he wasn't even, he hadn't even
Really?
started Freddy Krueger yet. I mean, like he's just running around. I'm just, you're just what? I'm just, you're just what? I'm just. Are you lost? Yes, I'm just. One of the funniest things in that entire miniseries. And yes, I am an avid fan.
Mark Singer was an action TV camera operator, and he kept his shirt on because he wasn't doing Beastmaster yet. I mean, it was good. I was like, come on.
Okay, I'm gonna this is how much of a fan of V I am. Let's see if I can find my ankle. Where
are the comic books that are under your feet?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I got that when I was 16, and the comic books are over there. Because there's about 20. So I have a table that actually spans from one wall to the other that has all of the gaming equipment and all of my equipment to do all the stuff that I do.
Nice.
And underneath there's about 25 long boxes.
Now, did you like the reboot? They did a reboot like what, 5 years, 10 years?
I actually like the reboot, especially because they paid homage to the original, because they had Jane Badler come back and she played Diana again, which kind of like let people like me go, ooh, this is this and this, like a continuation of the original. I just knocked over my rock star. Beep. No worries. That's why we have towels in here. Because we ain't getting Rockstar on the keyboard. Ooh, that'd be bad.
Oh my god!
I need my keyboard. I have to play Ark Survival.
How many Rockstars do you drink a day?
One.
Just one?
Just the one.
An evening Rockstar?
I've been on this since this morning, so I just drink the one, and then I have about a case of this.
I don't think.
Oh my god!
Jay's not allowed to have caffeine.
No.
If I don't have caffeine, I'm a very angry woman. I get a really bad headache.
I'm in my 70s. It gives me palpitations.
70s.
Oh.
At 105, you ain't telling me what I can and cannot. Somebody's like, you should drink water. No, that stuff's nasty. I have not been able to drink water since I moved to Florida, because the water tastes like chlorine, and that's all I taste when I drink water. Doesn't matter if it's filtered, bottled, out of a tap, out of a hose. That's all I can taste is chlorine now with water. I smell it when I take a shower. It's just ingrained in me now, and it's like, nope, water sucks.
What do the people in Yellow Springs do? Because that's sulfur water. I thought we were just exaggerating. And then I was like, whoa. Smelly water.
Got man up, man.
Man up and drink it.
When you live as close to the dragon as I do, you're used to sulfur and everything.
Put a little vodka in there, and you can drink anything.
No.
He's like, no. No, it's funny because I remember being a kid going, I'm thirsty, hose. We didn't care. You could drink out of a hose. You fed each other mud pies with God only knows what you picked out of the yard and put it in.
That was beneficial bacteria. That was how you got resistant to things.
That's true. That's true.
It was one of the funniest things. Growing up there, all the kids picked their nose, and I had a cousin who used to eat them, and I was like, ew. And my aunt was like, let her eat them. It's helping her build her immune system. I'm like,
chew on a line.
Okay.
Don't do it in front of people. That's all.
My aunt says it's okay, Daddy. I'm gonna pick me a winner. So congratulations on making it to season 3, though. Seriously, I cannot stop expressing how much I love this comic.
Well, you'll get excited because during COVID, I thought I'd get more done writing wise during COVID, but it wasn't until like the last month and a half I started writing scripts for season 4. So we're already working on that. Yeah. Probably way done at least. So yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Because I actually thought with the whole battle royale, the kind of Lord of the Rings size battles that we were working on, it was hard for I felt like I wrote myself into a corner. I didn't know what to do next. So it was nice to just kind of take some time off, focus on, just the producing of the book. And then in the last month and a half, I've been really inspired, which is great for season 4.
Oh, look at him. He's a writer, producer. He's a
know.
many trades.
God,
He's so good.
more secretary. I was like, Dylan, don't forget, we got a show tonight.
I remembered. Also, I get the like updates.
Yeah, the calendar reminders.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse me.
No.
Sorry. My mom keeps calling me COVID girl because I've been having a cough for the last 2 weeks. She's like, COVID girl. No.
Allergy season and COVID do not mix for paranoid people.
Well, it's more of like the lack of being out and about. I tried earlier in the year to constantly go to the pool, and everybody started going to the pool, and I'm like,
nope,
people,
don't do it.
Because I'm like, you should see it. I live in this apartment complex, and before I walk out, I'm like this, and Lysol everything. Oh, you're in the hallway. You got Lysol too. I'll be back in 3 minutes.
Hey, Dylan, can you show that picture of Fat Mucket? One of the sketches.
Oh, I see.
So Fat Mucket is the manager of Lilliput. There she is. She's fighting Quasi. And so Fat Mucket is the manager of Lilliput. She does all those Fat Mucket reports, it gives a lot of this background information. And we see her for the first time. And because we're above ground at the treatment plant, she's working late, and she gets attacked by Quasi. Which is going to be really cool.
Uh-oh.
Cool as a cucumber, though. She is my Amanda Waller of the MeSsed universe. I love Suicide Squad. John Ostrander's 80s run on Suicide Squad just kind of changed my life as far as my creativity, my writing, and consequences that occur in stories. And John's Amanda Waller for me. John and his wife Kim Yale. Their Amanda Waller is the definitive Amanda Waller.
I was just saying that.
I'm sorry. Like,
just say ditto. Ditto.
I'm pretty sure Jay was like, I know this is one of Amanda's favorite DC characters. I'm gonna make one like her. No, I mean, here's the thing. Here's one of the reasons, and a lot of people don't seem to understand. Amanda Waller is a take hold. She don't put up with shit. Mm-hmm. She makes Batman go, I gotta go change my bad underwear. I mean, like, she's all that. And she ain't no scrawny, blonde-headed, bimbo-looking twat.
Is that the lady who had everybody killed in Suicide Squad?
The movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie.
Yeah, but they made her all scrawny in the movie.
Not as good.
That's one reason why I like Amanda Waller. She's all like...
movie ever.
Actually, when you say, you have to say...
I know how to fix this, Jay. Watch. Look, there, I fixed it.
Oh!
I didn't really think it was that bad, though. Here's the thing. People badmouthed it so bad that I was expecting a much worse movie than it actually was. I was like, oh, no, it's fine.
I'll be honest, I just flat out already was pissed off, and I was like, that ain't Amanda Waller. Sure it is. She's African-American. I don't care about that. She's not fat.
My daughter liked that better than Wonder Woman. Like Suicide Squad.
You know
what? She liked Wonder Woman until they got off the island, and then she didn't care anymore.
Thank you.
Oh, the island was good.
The island part was great. The ending sucked.
World War I was brutal.
I mean, it's brutal, but it was brutal on a 8-year-old because she fell asleep. So I was like, it was weird.
Look.
She loved Birds of Prey, or what was that?
The Emancipation of Harley Quinn.
That's actually not that bad.
Yeah,
even though, let's face it, it's not a Birds of Prey movie. It's Harley Quinn featuring the Birds of Prey in little cameos. But
I thought it was. I thought I liked that better than Suicide Squad.
I didn't really care for Suicide Squad. Wonder Woman was great until the villain was so lackluster.
Oh yeah,
and you knew who he was, and it was so lackluster. And again, the CGI kind of ruined it at the end. And you're just like, and then you're like, but this isn't my Wonder Woman. It's like, when is DC going to take these really cool animated movies? Like, they had a great Wonder Woman movie.
Oh,
in animated form. Just make that live action. That was fantastic. When Steve tried to
DC
take
did
her,
a good job with a lot of the animated movies that are based on some of their good stories.
that scene in that one,
Not
in the animated, when Steve Trevor takes Diana to the bar to try to get her drunk, and she's like, "Are you trying to get me drunk? I can drink 3 times the amount of you."
But you know, people give them a hard time. But I mean, there was a long time. For a long time, DC was the movie ones, and Marvel couldn't get a hit. Remember, because they had Batman, Superman,
and Superman.
and it was hard. They could and Marvel because Spider-Man, you couldn't really make a movie that was great of Spider-Man until you had CGI. Because I mean, it was
Marvel just started turning it around with Blade.
Yeah, Blade's awesome.
Blade is so good. Blade is so good. The first one still holds up.
Blade is great.
Yeah, because no one expected anything out of it, and he doesn't have a huge backstory where people would get upset about every little thing.
Right.
I mean, Blade was dope. Yeah, I love
Blade was fantastic. I'm kind of sad to see that they never got to the Morbius part that they wanted to do.
Yeah.
But then again, we all heard what was going on behind the scenes anyway. But I'm actually cool that they're revamping it, so I'm down with that.
I did like that they had Wesley Snipes on that What We Do in the Shadows as Blade. Did you see that where they had all the movie back together? That was so funny.
Come on now, guys. We're talking Marvel movies.
Oh, Jay, you'll love it. It's so funny.
Oh my God.
If we're talking Marvel movies, come on. The creme de la creme, the Roger Corman Fantastic Four, baby. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was awesome.
They got costumes where Dylan got costumes. Military surplus store.
That ranks right up. That ranks right up there with Nick Fury, baby.
Oh,
nothing like Hasselhoff as Nick Fury.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Don't hassle the Hoff.
Honey, I can't forget it. I own these things.
I remember being a kid and I was like, I saw the commercial in the theater for Dolph Lundgren as the Punisher, and I was like, "Ooh, that looks good." And then I never remember it coming out, and then I remember seeing it finally on video and being like, "Oh, it's terrible."
He didn't wear the Punisher symbol on his outfit. Like they didn't.
I know it was stupid.
It was like, what? Come on.
That's the coolest part about the Punisher.
Coolest part.
And the punishing. Yeah.
Well, anyway, so real quick, back to
the real story.
Back to Fat Mucket. We have before COVID. It was you did the photo shoot before COVID, right?
Yeah, I did.
We worked with Aisha Little, and she is our model. She's a writer, and she's our model for Fat Mucket. And so you did that photo shoot.
Foot too.
Oh, and Fawn's Foot too. Yeah, that's right. So we got. I think we're premiering like 10 new sewer workers and techs plus Fat Mucket. I mean, you really get a feel for the.
You expand the shit. I mean, the hell out of this.
I know. It's like this is my Michael Bay movie. This is big budget
cameos.
You can go big budget in a comic book.
Wait, there were cameos? Why didn't you tell me? I would have signed up for a cameo in this.
Oh my gosh, it's so many. You could have a walk on.
Walk on. Oh, it's the Mill Creek. Gotta go by. No.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's a great third season. I'm really excited for it to come out.
I'm really excited for it. Well, I'm excited that I'm finally getting season 2.
Yes.
I mean, like I told you guys, I got it. I instantly read it. I instantly fell in love with it. I had you guys on back on the old school day. And I praised you guys then, and I'll praise you guys now, and I'll continue praising you guys.
Thank you.
And we'll keep coming back.
And it's all because we have the hashtag Please Jay. Look, I'm making it happen.
Makes life better. Just makes life better.
I'm gonna make it happen, baby. I'm gonna make it happen. Oh, but so are you doing any type of Kickstarter to bring it out, or just you're doing it?
No, we're doing it ourselves. We're producing it ourselves, and when we go to print it, we might do maybe a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe. But for now, we're just
to release it digitally. I feel like that would be weird.
My garage is full of comic books I still have to sell. I mean, come on, I'm not going to make more.
Yeah, let's not make more. Yeah.
I mean, there's no problem with making more. Eventually, you'll get back out.
And I
Yeah,
got to send you,
sure,
I got to send you the trade because I think what you have are the individual issues. The trade of season 1 that we have has 2 bonus stories, and it's the first appearance of the Alley Crocs. So we have the Alley Crocs in all their glory, and they attack the homeless population in Forinth. So I'll send you the trade, and that's admittedly those 2 bonus stories we haven't made accessible online yet. It's either digital that you have to buy, or you got to get the trade. So I'll send you that.
Yeah, that's weird too, because like I forget that that's just a bonus story. Because I mean, it seemed like a lot of work to me. So
It's a lot.
Okay. I have to know, where did you figure out that alligators or crocs could actually live in our sewers?
Well, I mean, you've heard the urban myths. So what I did was I combined the 2 species to create an alley croc. So it has like the strengths of both. And how do they survive underground? There's a lot of steam tunnels, steam vents that have just been abandoned. So there's a lot of warmth under certain tunnels.
have they ever found actual alligators in sewers?
In the sewer, no, but they have found one back in the 60s, 70s in the Ohio River.
I thought they found one in New York, or they saw one in New York. Now, if we're talking about Miami, if we're talking about Florida, there's sewers there.
But I'm just saying, in the Ohio River, here in the state of Ohio, there was an alligator in the Ohio River.
So we were talking about some of our favorite movies, and I admit, if Lake Placid is basic cable, I'm going to leave that on because I need to see Bill Pullman fight some alligators.
That movie, I remember seeing.
Sorry.
That was also the movie I remember watching it, and then they had the girl who was in The Adventures of Natty Gann grown up, and I was like, suddenly she was all sexy, and I was like, I remember being like, somebody's all grown up now. She's like my same age, so I was like, it's like we grew up together, and now Patton Oswalt's married to her, so
Oh, you're talking about she was in Dream a Little Dream too.
Yeah,
the Coreys. Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but she's married to Patton Oswalt. I was like, ooh. That
gives you hope that you married Patton Oswalt.
So here's a little bit of research. You know what else can come up through the Ohio River, and if there's sewers deep enough, it could possibly live there too. Bull sharks.
What kind of sharks?
Bull sharks. Remember, bull sharks can live in fresh water. Oh.
Man, I don't like that idea at all.
I'm just saying.
I've never seen Jay be afraid of anything.
But in the comic book, that's different.
No, that's what I'm saying. You have this comic. I mean, you're expanding it. You got alligators. I'm hinting.
I'm not drawing sharks.
It's a bull shark.
No,
It's awesome.
bull shark. I'm gonna have bull shark versus an alley croc. That's what I'm gonna do.
You're welcome, Dylan.
You're welcome. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, that was good.
The alley crocs.
That was a lot.
Yeah, that was. I mean, and you basically did all of season 2. Then we did this bridge story of the alley crocs called Basque for the trade for season 1. And honestly, if we had more time way back when we got started, we would have done that two-part arc Basque with the alley crocs. But and we did it for the trade, kind of to cap it off with a little gift, a little bonus.
I'm sorry. I just really like the alley crocs. I want. I need an action figure on now. I need an alley croc action figure.
Yeah. Nice.
No.
Dylan's in charge of
Dylan,
the action figures. That's Dylan's.
Dylan.
I'm not really a very good sculptor either.
I know.
Oh, we can make it a pop figure. See, make a little alley croc pop figure, have a little bobbly head. It'll be cool.
Oh, I gotta wait for our Funko deal.
That's true.
That's when the money really rolls in.
Yeah, I mean,
you made it when you have Funko Pops of your stuff. That's when you know.
Kind of like I didn't realize how much money George Lucas made off the Star Wars toys. I was like, oh yeah, that does make sense. Like it was way more than the movie.
Oh yeah.
You're talking about that first Batman movie, the one with Michael Keaton. It's Jack Nicholson. He had a deal for the merchandise. He had like a cut of the merchandise, and whoo, did he make some money off of that?
And Amanda Pop would be adorable. You are smoking something.
Yes. And on your Funko Pop has the V tattoo, the tattoo from V. That's how you know it's accurate.
Yeah. I mean, I have the 3. I have the Imperial symbol. I have a Pokemon, but that's the one I remember. Funny story. I got that at the age of 16 in the basement of a McDonald's. The end.
You just keep getting hotter.
I was working at a McDonald's, and the opening manager, her husband was a tattoo artist. So we closed, and she came in early. I was drunk, and I was like, I want this. I was gone. I was like, I want this. I want this right here. They're like, what is this? I was like, look, this is to say that I'm an exceptional human being, and I'm not supposed to be processed for food. Okay. Like no one
you like a guinea pig.
Because if you ever watched the television series, the original series was about these lizards coming to Earth from outer space.
Oh, I loved it.
They were here to steal the water and eat the people. The end.
I wish there was a series. Was there ever a series based off of They Live, the John Carpenter piece?
No, but I love that movie.
That would be
like its own genre too. It's like such a good movie.
Yeah, it's so good. And you have to have a 20-minute fight scene between Roddy Piper and Keith David. You need that.
Such a great movie. I remember watching that when I was little. I'm just like, this explains so much.
The Keith David, so that scene with Roddy Piper and Keith David, they use that in that movie, The Pervert's Guide to Ideology, and they use that to explain what ideology is, and it's pretty amazing.
What?
Yeah, if you ever watch that movie, and the whole beginning is talking about that scene, and it's awesome. Because if somebody's stuck in an ideology, you literally would have to fight them for so long to put on the glasses and break out of their ideology. And that's kind of what it was. Crazy. It was
if they explained Plato's The Republic like that, that'd be a lot better. I think that I need.
I mean, it's pretty. That's one of the best movies I ever saw. Is that Pervert's Guide to Ideology, and it kept coming up on my queue, like recommended. I was like, I don't want to watch this, and then I watched it. I was like, it's amazing.
All right,
it's so good.
That's good.
It like kind of changed my life a little bit. It was really good.
Oh my gosh. So Dylan, you have 2 jobs. We need the Ally Croc action figure, and I need a stuffed animal of Rata.
I can make you shrinky dinks of both. Just as good. Just as good.
We should do Shrinky Dink.
We
should do Shrinky Dinks.
I have the paper. You just print them out, and I mean they're so easy. Yeah. Well,
is that all it is? I mean, but really, aren't you just cooking plastic in your oven? I mean, isn't that bad?
I don't know what that's a euphemism for, Jay, but yes.
and as old as we are, nah, we're fine.
I used to love Shrinky Dinks and Presto Magics were the 2 things that I loved as a kid. But we still get them. We get Shrinky Dinks at Michael's, and I just make my own. You can make like little keychain stuff. Pretty neat. I should never even told Jay about that.
I really want Akka at about this big. Mm-hmm. Oh, the tail should wrap around the arm so you can constantly hold it on your shoulder.
People always want to buy the Akkas that we have at the booth, and it's funny because V is always like, "No, we can't sell." I was like, "Everything at the booth is for sale in some way." Like, I mean, hold on. I'll call an audible when Jay goes to the bathroom and sell it for $300.
I'm sorry. Because you be glad then that there's no comic conventions. Because if I was to walk by the table and I would have seen an Akka on the table, it kind of would have been like this. And bye, guys.
Well, one time, like B was like trying to stop somebody for taking one for thing. I was like, he gets them from the dollar store. If they want to give us $7, I will take it.
Yeah, we do have an Amanda allowance where we have extra Akkas beneath the table. So when Amanda comes by and takes an Akka, we're ready to replace it.
Yeah, that's true.
Look,
we'll just upsell it. We'll just upsell it.
You gotta be careful though, because those rats, they squeak. And one time I squeaked it at a dog, and that dog jumped on the table. I was like, "Oh!"
Yeah, our dog like anything with a squeak, it attacks it and like has to rip it out. So that she would be like that.
I got very careful. But yeah, I definitely miss Comic-Cons. I definitely miss seeing everybody and talking to people. I mean, it's I can't wait for those to come back. But obviously, it's got to be safe. I mean, it's got to be safe. But I think that there will be a new realm of costuming. People wearing masks. People wear why don't I mean I don't know. No cosplayer or no comic book fan should be against wearing masks. They should embrace it and have as much fun as they can with the different masks they could wear.
I can honestly say this as a person who is cosplay. There should not be one cosplayer complaining about they want me to wear a mask. I know what you all wear, all right? I've worn patent leather in July in Texas for a convention. I know the hell a cosplayer will go through for their outfit. You'll live with a mask, trust me.
Yeah, and after COVID, I say we just relax any of the sort of like nudity rules that we had, and people don't have to wear anything if they don't want to. Just a mask. As long
as they're wearing a mask. I mean, they can be naked with a mask on. That's what's got to happen.
I'd say it, but I bet you if it actually happened, I'd be like, you know what? I regret saying that now.
And then we've been doing Comic-Cons for the last 5 years. We've been doing Comic-Cons for the last 5 years, and we have sanitizer under the table. I mean, we're just trying to protect not just ourselves, but the people who want to shake hands, the next person. I mean, we're just hand sanitizer because I don't want that Comic-Con crud. Okay,
right?
Yeah, Jay's always. But you were using sanitizer even before.
Oh yeah, because I got Comic-Con crud. It's terrible.
Yeah, Jay will get it.
Yeah, and you saw that you got second on the motion of just running around nude, right?
I do.
Yes, yeah. Yes, Dylan, yes. Not me and my chubby butt. No. I'll at least still wear the tank top as shorts. They may be shorty shorts, but I'm covering the belly.
That's good. That's good.
But guys, oh my gosh, it's so good to see you, and I miss you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. You guys are, dude. Just be like, hey, you want to talk? Sure, I want to talk. You guys know that you're always welcome here.
Absolutely.
We like to wait till we have something to talk about, though.
We've been busy. We're working on season 3 and 4 at the same time.
Yeah, but we're nerds. We can talk about anything.
Oh, yes.
Come on.
Watch Lovecraft Country. It's amazing.
And watch anime. And make sure that you're watching AGP on Twitch. And
make sure you watch Ally McBeal, something like that. My wife's been rewatching it, and now that I'm watching it now, it's actually worse than I had remembered it was.
What about those musical numbers? Those musical numbers.
Those are offensive. As a musician, that's the most offensive part of the whole thing. Hey, we're going to happy hour, and they have a 9-piece band with a light show at happy hour. I was like, no. And then, is there a song that Vonda Shepard can't ruin? That's what I want to know. I was like, oh my God. It's just everything about the musical part is the part that makes me the most mad.
And don't forget the Dancing Baby, though.
I'll remember that. Also, it's terrible. It's funny. It's not like, I don't know.
I'm going to plug Dylan's band, Heavy Hinges.
Yeah.
If you just do a live.
We just released a live release. Then we've been really doing good with that. And honestly, we got a lot of people turned on to us because we put our song to that last MeSsed cartoon that we made. So that actually turned out really good. So I'm
Where go see?
What? Go to MeSsed Comics, MESSE comics.com, and it has the YouTube link to the video that Heavy Hinges Miss Right.
Yeah.
And it's still in animating. It's brilliant. I really like it.
That was really that was like 5 months of work. And it's funny because when I look at it now, I'm like, now it would have probably taken me 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I'll be honest, I was flipping through the website. I was like, when'd you guys get a YouTube channel?
We're doing it. Dylan's doing some recording of his sketch work, and
we're going to make some more videos. I just recently got a lot better at Adobe Animate. So I'm actually, now that I've had somebody else pay me to do it, now I'm going to just transfer it over to me and Jay stuff. And I think I want to try to animate the comic books, just something more like, I mean, it'd be still like a slideshow, but make it something to look at and stuff like that. I think just to utilize the format a little better.
Got a new subscriber.
Oh,
That's what I like to see.
And of course, where else can they find you guys online?
our Facebook page and our Instagram is at MeSsed Comics.
Facebook.
And then again, free comics, free season 1, free season 2 on Webtoons.
They're also on Twitter.
And also on Twitter at MeSsed Comics.
And of course, guys, if you want to find more stuff about AGP, of course, make sure that you're either following or subscribed right here on Twitch. Remember, subscribers get to watch this stuff without ads. You get free emotes, you get free badges, and of course, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can subscribe for absolutely nothing. Just link your Amazon Prime account to AGP. It costs you nothing, and we still are able to get paid so we can keep the lights on and having amazing guys like this on the podcast and doing Let's Plays. Of course, if you also want to help out the channel, make sure that you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And make sure that you check out our YouTube channel. Subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and give thumbs up to the videos because we love building a community. On that note, Jay, Dylan, thank you so much.
For having us.
Dylan, you got some figures that you have to go make me. So, of course, we're going to
warm up the oven. I'll go warm up the oven right now.
Stop season 3 work.
Shinky dinks.
Okay. Yeah, you're right, Jay. All right. See you guys.
See ya. Everybody say bye.
Bye.